is Laura. If you are new here, welcome. If you are not, welcome back. Thanks for clicking on this video today. So today I am going to go through and show you all of the plants that I have purchased or acquired in 2022 so far. My goal for 2022 is to be very intentional about what plants I bring into my home, either if I purchase them or trade or get them from someone as a gift, just to be really intentional about the plants that come in my home, because I do have quite a lot of plants and I want to make sure that the plants that I'm putting time into are plants that I actually enjoy having in my home. All that being said, I still am adding plants to my collection, so I do want to just get on here and share the plants that I have added in the last 3 months. The first plant that I want to share with you today is a Philodendron gigas. So this plant I think is so fascinating because the leaves are so floppy. Like, as you can see, it just looks like it's like relaxing. It's such a funny looking plant. And I had seen pictures of it before and I really was not super into it because some of the pictures I had seen made the plant look ill, honestly. And so I had always kind of been turned off by this plant, but it was posted up for sale, I think like very beginning of January. Someone did a plant sale online and it was posted up for sale and I saw the picture of this plant. It was this leaf and this leaf when I got it. And I just thought, oh my gosh, that looks so cool. It looks very different from all the ones that I had seen before. I don't know, something about it just like caught my attention. It was very reasonably priced. And so I just jumped on it and I brought it home. So I'm very excited to be growing this. It has put up this leaf for me, as well as this leaf, and it did have another leaf. Oh, you can probably see it. I'm so bummed about this. So you can see that little kind of nub right there. This is growing in my IKEA greenhouse cabinet, and I was moving it around and I accidentally like slammed it against the top of one of the shelves and just broke the leaf off. It was like a nice big leaf like this, just snapped it off, but it is putting out a new leaf. So hey, at least there's that. But yeah, one thing that I really am loving about this plant is the dark foliage, and it's similar to the micans and the Philodendron melanochrysum. It has that kind of like velvety feel and sheen to the leaves, but it has that just like really dark foliage, which I think is really cool. And when the new leaves come out, the backs of them, this is a newer leaf, are kind of orange, have an orange tinge to them. I don't know if you can really see that on camera, but it is just a very unique plant. I feel like very different from anything I have in my collection. So that is why I added this plant to my collection this year. I have had it since the beginning of January, so this was the first plant that I added to my collection in 2022, but I have really loved it and I will continue to update you as it grows because it is a really cool plant and I'm excited for it to get really big. The next plant that I want to share with you is a Hoya pubic helix. The Royal Hawaiian variety, I believe is what it's called. The big difference between this variety and the regular just Hoya pubic helix is that when the leaves are coming in, they come in this almost black, but it's like a really dark, like eggplant purple color. You can see other new leaves have come in over here. All the new growth comes in that color and then like slowly fades into the green pubic helix that we all know and love. I am very excited about this plant. I was able to find it at a grocery store in my area, so it was very inexpensive and I'm very happy about that because I do love Hoya. I do love Hoya pubic helix and I have a hard time saying no to new Hoya. Another reason why I wanted to add this plant to my collection, so if you follow my community tab or follow me on Instagram, you've probably seen that I've been posting Hoya blooms left and right. A bunch of my Hoyas have peduncles and are blooming. So I'm very, very excited, like very into Hoya blooms right now. And I looked up what the Hoya blooms look like for this variety of Hoya pubic helix and they're just stunning. I'm gonna insert a picture somewhere here so that you can see them. And so I do have a regular pubic helix and the blooms look very different from this variety of pubic helix. So when I saw this was available in my area, I had to snatch it up because I don't know when it'll bloom, if ever, for me, but I definitely want to have that opportunity to have this plant bloom in my home because the blooms are so stinking unique. So yeah, that is the Hoya pubic helix Royal Hawaiian variety. The next plant that I acquired so far this year that I would like to share with you is this little Philodendron goldy. I I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm not sure. Again, I'll include names at the bottom of the screen so that you can look up these plants later at your leisure. But this plant I think is so fun and unique, and I actually, maybe I didn't mention it, but I did include pictures of the mature version of this plant in my 2022 plant predictions video that I did a few months back. This is a philodendron that is a very different shape, and I really do think that these types of philodendrons that are just uniquely shaped and shaped differently than the usual like lobes that we're used to seeing on philodendron are very popular this year, and I think they'll continue to be so. And Philodendron goldii is no exception to that popularity. The shape on these leaves I think is so unique. So this is the one that has like the most goldy eye look. This one is kind of funky, and so is this one. But I will also insert a picture here of what the mature plant looks like. I hope that mine will look like that someday. They are very, very cool, but right now I just have this little baby plantlet and I'm excited to see it grow. These also get really, really big. So yeah, I had to absolutely snatch this up when I saw it. It is such a fun shape. Up next, and similarly to the last one that I just shared with you, I have my Philodendron tortum. This is a little baby plantlet. I believe this is a little tissue cultured plant. And yes, I do have a tissue culture video coming. It's just taking a little bit longer than I expected, but yes, I promise it's coming. It's coming. I know everybody's waiting for it. It's coming, I promise. Like I said, when I introduced the Philodendron goldii, I think that the Philodendron tortum is also going to have a big moment in 2022, like I mentioned in my 2022 predictions video, because it's a philodendron with a really unique shape. So this is a little baby plantlet. It's putting out a new leaf for me, which I'm very excited about. You can see that there. But the leaf shape is very different from any philodendron leaf shape that you're probably used to seeing. I'll insert a picture here of the mature version. They do look really cool. It's like almost like a fern, but with the hardiness of a philodendron. So I did have a very large, gorgeous one that I've shared with you before. It has since gone to a different home, so I don't have it anymore, and I started missing it a lot, and I decided like I've gotta get a Philodendron tortum, and I was really excited that I could find a little baby of it because now I get to see it grow. And I love watching plants grow. Isn't it just like so fulfilling? Like it's awesome to buy like a nice big plant, but it is so fulfilling to also be able to grow a tiny little plant like this into something really big and beautiful. So yeah, that's my Philodendron tortum that I've added to my collection. Okay, I have two left. I'm very excited to share this one with you. This is a cutting. It is sitting in water currently. This is a Syngonium aurea, and I'm very excited to have this in my collection. So it is like the Syngonium podophyllum elbow, but the variegation is like green or yellow, sometimes more cream colored. So this is a cutting. Like I said, it is sitting in water. It's been sitting in water for about a month maybe now. It has given me some really good roots, but no new growth yet. So I am waiting to see any new growth on it before I do decide to pot it up. But this is a super awesome plant. I had been looking for this everywhere, but just like couldn't get it at a reasonable price, or a price that was reasonable for me at least. And then someone posted a sale and was selling little cuttings of their big Syngonium aurea, and so I was able to snatch this one up, and I'm very, very excited about it. I do believe it's a top cut, so hopefully it will be giving me a leaf soon. Usually top cuts tend to give new growth faster than like mid cuts. Not always the case, but just in general, that's been my experience. So I'm waiting around patiently every day to see if this will give me some new growth, but even though it has not yet, it is a plant that I'm very excited to have in my collection. So that is Syngonium aurea. Okay, so this is the last plant that I want to share with you today. This is a giant mature Monstera deliciosa. I did recently pick this up and it's so big I couldn't figure out how to get it on screen with me, so I'm just doing a video of it and doing a voiceover. But I did want you to see this plant because it is so striking. I am so in awe of it. The leaves are so massive, as you can see when I hold up my hand to the leaves. They also have secondary fenestration all over the place, and I've always wanted a big mature Monstera deliciosa in my collection, but they're usually pretty hard to find, and when you do find them, they tend to be really expensive or pricey. But thankfully for me, someone posted this in a Facebook group. They had this in their home and it was getting too big for their space, and so they just needed someone to pick it up. So I immediately snagged this baby up, and brought it into my home. I'm so excited to have this in my collection and so excited to share it with you. I think it's so beautiful. That is going to be it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Share the plants that you are excited that you have gotten so far this year with me down below. I love to read about all of the plants that you all are getting. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Let me know what kind of content to make for you. And I'll see you in my next one. Bye.